Hey, it's what's up, guys? BSG Trek Fan 88 here. Sorry if the video is going to be choppy a little bit. As great as my computer is, it's actually rendering another video that I'm going to be uploading along this one. This is a backlog, if you will, or talk back to a video that I released the other day. Apparently, it's also on IGN and IMDb that Hollywood has indeed, at least as of right now, it might still be fake. I hope it is. Hollywood has greenlit a remake for Back to the Future. Hollywood's basically taken the biggest shit that it could possibly have done on all of our childhood memories and dreams of one of the greatest movie trilogies of all time. When you talk about movies, not just from the 80s, not just from the early 90s, but just in general, we'll just talk about Back to the Future 1 here. Back to the Future is one of the greatest movies of all time. Period. You have an excellent cast, you have the writing, you have the directorial ability and skills of Robert Zemeckis. It was executive produced by Steven Spielberg. I think that's wrong, but whatever. This movie is a prime example of one that does not have to be remade. What the fuck, Hollywood? Seriously, like, okay, this past year and going forward, we're going to be running into a lot of remakes or reimagined. For instance, Judge Dredd, by the way, doesn't really count. It's based off a comic book series, yes. There was a Judge Dredd from, what, 94, 95, with Steven Seagal, yeah. Sylvester Stallone. But this movie was... It was another movie of Judge Dredd that wasn't the same universe, so I guess you could call it a remake. It was far superior. But I kind of am biased toward it because it was a good movie. Total Recall. Another movie that didn't have to be remade, but you could kind of argue, okay, as great as the original Total Recall movie is, with Arnold and Sharon Stone, it still is great, and its special effects are amazing for its time. But you know what? I was kind of curious. All right, let's take Total Recall, what I know of the original short story, what I know and saw in the film, and let's see what today's technology could do. Fucking bullshit. It was stupid. It was dumb. What? How the fuck is there an elevator that goes through Earth? It's not possible. But whatever. That's Total Recall. Back to the Future does not need to be remade. Period. The movie is, at its heart, a hardcore 80s film. You have a DeLorean in it, for Christ's sake. The DeLorean itself is special. I mean, even Marty McFly himself says it. You made a time machine out of a DeLorean? I mean, you have Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown. And he has a very big film career. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Taxi. I love everything that Christopher Lloyd has done, but being a child that was born in '88, I know him first and foremost from Back to the Future. And that's a good thing, because his performance in Back to the Future as the brilliant, if not a little eccentric, scientist Doc Brown. Michael J. Fox, who has had a wonderful career that unfortunately was kind of not cut short, but hindered by his Parkinson's disease, which to this day, I every time I see him in the news or in a paper, it's sad. I feel really bad for the guy. As great as he is, this disease that he has, it sucks, and that's the limit that I'll go to. And again, as I said before, you have the directing style of Robert Zemeckis, who is one of the great directors of our time, my time. This movie does not need to be remade. Give me, you out there on the internet, give me 5 fucking solid reasons why you think this movie should be remade. I guarantee you can't think of any. It's like Jaws. You cannot touch Jaws. Partly because the audiences these days are desensitized to things like that, but you just can't do it. It's part of what makes the movie or movie trilogy great, in the sense that, you know, let's take Back to the Future 2, when he goes to 2015, it's the 1980, what was it, 80, I forget what year was Back to the Future 2 made, but it's their version of what 2015, which was what, 30 or 20 years in the future, or whatever it was. Now, obviously we know now, 2015, which is what, 2 years and a few months from now, ain't gonna be that way. We still don't even have flying cars. But it's just part of its charm. And of course it goes back to 1955, and it goes back to 1885. It's just one of those things where when the movie was originally released, the time period that it was set in, the actors that you have portraying the characters, the directorial style, the time machine itself, you just can't do it. You can't. And if you do, it's going to be shunned by critics. It's going to be shunned, more importantly, not by the critics, but by the fans of the film. Period. It blows my mind that they're saying that they're going to be remaking these, among other things. I heard that there was talk about remaking Jurassic Park. What? No! There was also talks of remaking Indiana Jones. No! Why are you remaking these classic great films? Why? Probably because they think they're going to make more money releasing a remake of a popular film that doesn't need a remake, but because it's a popular, great original film that, oh, well, people will go flock to see it, to see what we've done to it. Why don't you put your efforts into making either A, new releases based on short stories, novels, or whatever, or remaking films that could do from a re-release? I can't think of any right now because I'm too pissed off about the fact that Back to the Future will be re-released. They're not re-released, remade. What do you think? Please put in the comments below, either in Facebook or YouTube. You can't do it. I'm sorry. You cannot remake Back to the Future successfully. It's going to wind up just being like another Total Recall. This is more of a rant than anything. It's just really frustrating how arrogant the higher-ups are, the 1%, are on classic, or what I would consider old-school, classic, amazing, go-to comfort food films. I mean, there is not one thing that is bad about the original Back to the Future. Like, I can talk about my favorite movie, Terminator 2. Are there some bad things about it? Yeah, there's a few nitpicks, but overall, it's a great movie. Back to the Future, I can't think of one thing, besides the major plot hole of, how is time travel possible, blah, blah, blah. Forget all the scientific shit. It's science fiction. There isn't a thing that I can think of that I do not like, that I think that is bad, that I think could have been done better. The character development, the writing, the musical score. Okay, you're going to have a new Back to the Future movie, right? Okay, fuck it, but whatever. Automatically, it's going to suck, because it's not going to have Alan Silvestri's theme. Period. What? The Back to the Future theme is one of the top 10 movie themes of all time, in my opinion. You play the first opening 5 seconds of the main theme. Boom, you know what it is. Just like Terminator, just like Indiana Jones, Back to the Future has a memorable score. And I met the man who made that score. But anyway, BSG TrackFan88 here. I'm going to end this video now. Again, put in the comments below either on YouTube or Facebook. Have a good night.